Good morning, students. In the previous class, we covered force between two parallel conductors. Let us start with the topic magnetic torque and magnetic dipole moment. Magnetic torque, magnetic torque, and magnetic dipole moment. Magnetic dipole moment. Right? Consider the force here. The three axes, that is x, y, and z. X, y, and z. This is the origin. Right? Now the torque, as we know, it is a rotating force, is it not? So this force is acted on the point here. So this is on the point A. The force is acting at a distance of r bar, from O. Okay, so this distance between O to r bar or O to A is called as the arm. It is called as the arm. So this F bar is acting. This F bar is acting, this x, y, and z axis. F bar is acting on the point A. The distance between O to R bar is called as the arm, right? It is called as arm. So when this force acts on this point A, it is causing a rotating force, or what we call as a torque, or the movement of a force. So the movement of a force or torque, about a specified point is defined as the moment of a force F bar about a specified point, right? It is defined as the vector product of the moment arm r bar. So torque is given by, or the moment of force is given by, the product of the arm r bar and the force F bar right? So it is as good as saying the torque is nothing but the product of force into distance, is it not? So as it is force into distance, so its unit is Newton meter. Fine. So consider the point A, right, in which force F bar is applied. Okay, so here, as we are applying the force of F bar at point A about the, now we have to find this force F bar. So the torque T bar is nothing but vector product of R bar and F bar, right? So the torque direction, the direction of the torque will be such that it is perpendicular to both the R bar and the F bar. That is, it is perpendicular to the plane containing R bar and F bar. The plane containing R bar and F bar is XY plane. So the perpendicular plane will be Z plane. So the torque is acting in the perpendicular plane with respect to the XY plane, right? So here, the magnitude of the torque is equal to the product of R bar and F bar, right? Then let us consider one more figure here. So if we consider again x, y, and z axis, right? This is our x, y, then we have z, okay. Consider the rotating force acting on A2 here. So it is acting in this direction, F2 bar. I will call it as F2 bar. Then there is one more, this arm distance is R2 bar. Then this is the origin. Okay, there is one more torque acting, rotating force acting. It is F1 bar, right, about the point A1. Its distance from origin is R1 bar, right? Okay, so this is how they are acting on the points A1 and A2, right? Assume that F2 bar is minus F1 bar. Right? So what will be the total torque T bar then about the origin? Right? The total torque T bar about the origin due to the two forces is given by the sum of the torques, that is R1 into F1, that is the first torque, that is T1 is nothing but R1 into F1, this torque, plus that is R2 into F2, Okay, so here as we know F2 bar is minus F1 bar, so R1 into F1 bar, F2 bar is minus F1 bar, so this will be minus R2 into F1 bar. So this comes out to R1 bar minus R2 bar into F1 bar. So therefore torque is given by, right, what is R1 minus R2? It is R21 bar, this into F1 bar, right. So how I got R21 here? This is destination minus source. Whenever we are taking the vector difference, it is destination minus source. So what will be source? We are writing source first. While writing, source is 2, destination is 1. Source is, that is R1 minus R2. So which is the source here? Source is 2, then destination is A1. So it is like this. So this is our R21 bar. Fine, students. So what is the final torque then? The total torque is T bar is equal to R21 bar into F1 bar, where R21 bar is R1 bar minus R2 bar. R1 bar minus R2 bar is a vector joining A2 to A1. Okay. So this is how we are finding the torque about a point. Next, let us see magnetic dipole moment. What is magnetic dipole moment? Magnetic dipole moment. The magnetic dipole moment of a current loop is defined as product of the current through the loop and the area of the loop. Okay, so the magnetic dipole moment of a current loop is defined as the product of, so it is m bar is equal to product of the current and the area current flowing through the loop multiplied by the area of the loop, I into S. Okay, area of the loop directed normal to the current loop. So if the current loop is in xy direction, then the magnetic dipole moment will be in the z bar direction. If it is in yz direction, then it will be in x bar direction, like that. Okay, so this m bar magnetic dipole moment is a vector quantity, so its direction is indicated by the unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing the loop. So it is denoted by an bar. Unit of magnetic dipole moment is ampere meter square. Fine, students. So the direction of the magnetic dipole moment is given by the right hand thumb rule. We know the right hand thumb rule, is it not? So if it is in xy direction, if current is flowing from x to y, then the direction of the magnetic dipole moment will be in the z direction, correct? So that is the right hand thumb rule. So the direction of the dipole moment will be along the direction of the thumb of the right hand. Okay, so this is how we are defining the magnetic dipole moment, that is, it is the product of the current and the area of the loop. Next, students, we will move on to a new topic, right? We will move on to the new topic, that is magnetic materials and magnetism, that is second half of the module. Okay, magnetic materials and magnetism. Magnetic materials and magnetism. In the previous session, previous topic, what we have studied is all about the that is magnetic force on moving charge, magnetic force acting on the differential current element, magnetic torque, right? We have studied all these topics. In this topic on magnetic materials and magnetism, we will be studying classification of magnetic materials, concept of magnetization, basic concepts of magnetic circuits, boundary conditions for the magnetic static fields, right? And the concept of inductance and mutual inductance. Let us go through the origin of magnetic dipole moment in the material. Origin of origin of magnetic dipole moment, magnetic dipole moment in the material, origin of magnetic dipole moment in the material. Magnetic materials are classified based on the magnetic dipole moments, right? In general, there are three different types of angular movement of an atom, right? The first one is called as the orbital magnetic dipole moment, orbital magnetic dipole moment, orbital magnetic dipole moment. Second one is electron spin magnetic moment, electron spin magnetic moment. And third, nuclear spin magnetic moment, nuclear spin magnetic moment. Okay, so which are the different types of dipole moments or the magnetic moments? Orbital magnetic dipole moment, that is the orbit in which the electrons spin, right? Due to that is causing the orbital magnetic dipole moment. Electron spin is due to the spin of the electrons around the nucleus. The nuclear spin magnetic moment is the spin of the nucleus, which is causing the magnetic moment. The orbital state of motion of an electron is described by the quantum numbers n, l and ml. The state of motion of an electron, is described by the quantum numbers n, l and ml. Now what is l? The n indicates the energy of an electron. N is energy of an electron. It indicates energy of electron. Right? Then the next one, that is L, it represents angular momentum of orbit or the orbital angular moment. The second quantum number L represents angular momentum of orbit. That is L indicates here, angular momentum of orbit, or the orbital angular momentum. Then ml, this indicates, okay, the ml indicates the component of magnetic moment along the direction of external field. So if in a current loop, if there is a current loop placed in the magnetic field, right, so this current loop will experience a torque. Now this torque tries to align the magnetic field produced by orbital electrons with the external field. So if you are placing a loop here, current loop, in the external magnetic field, okay, in the external magnetic field, so this current loop will experience a torque, and this torque tries to align the magnetic field produced by the orbital electrons. So the electrons which are there present in this, okay, electrons present in this loop, in the material in this loop, so they are aligned by the external field, okay. So electron is a charged particle. Spin of the electron produces magnetic dipole moment. Electron is charged particle, so spin of electron produces magnetic dipole moment. There is also the magnetic dipole moment due to the nucleus. Also there is magnetic dipole moment, but the mass of the nucleus is large. Okay, mass of the nucleus is large because it consists of protons and neutrons. So because of which the magnetic dipole moment of the nucleus is very less and it can be neglected. Okay students, next, classification of magnetic materials. how the magnetic materials are classified. So the magnetic materials are classified based on the relative permeability mu r. The magnetic materials are classified based on the magnetic property, that is relative permeability mu r. Okay, so the classification is given like this. So this is how they are classified. Magnetic materials. The first one is non-magnetic, and magnetic. So this is the first classification. They are classified as non-magnetic and magnetic. Non-magnetic materials are the materials if mu r is less than 1 or approximately equal to 1. Okay, so if mu r is less than 1 or approximately equal to 1, then they are said to be non-magnetic materials. On the other hand, if mu r is greater than 1 or equal to 1, then they are said to be magnetic. If mu r is less than 1 or equal to 1, they are non-magnetic. If mu r is equal to 1 or greater than 1, then they are said to be magnetic materials. Under non-magnetic materials, they are again classified as diamagnetic and paramagnetic. And under magnetic type of material, they are classified as ferromagnetic. In diamagnetic materials, the relative permeability mu r is slightly less than 1 or equal to 1. In paramagnetic materials, the relative permeability mu r is slightly greater than 1 or equal to 1. In ferromagnetic materials, the mu r relative permeability is very, very larger than unity. It is very, very larger than unity. So this is how the different magnetic materials are classified. Okay. So these different materials, right, they have different properties. Okay, so we'll see those properties in the next class, right? So in this class we have covered magnetic torque and magnetic dipole moment. We have derived the equation for the torque or the magnetic moment of a force, that is given by T is equal to R21 bar into F1 bar. Okay, then we have defined the equation for magnetic dipole moment, that is M bar is equal to current multiplied by the area of the loop. Then we have started a new topic on magnetic materials and magnetism. We have gone through the introduction part, that is origin of magnetic dipole moment in the material, and then classification of magnetic materials as non-magnetic and magnetic. Under non-magnetic we have diamagnetic and paramagnetic, and under magnetic materials we have ferromagnetic materials. I hope everybody have understood, students. If there are any doubts in these topics, then let me know. I'll clarify your doubts. Thank you.